From the D.M. Thurl High School Educational Complex Auditorium, the Atlanta Public Schools presents the 13th Annual Reverend Joseph E. Lowery Lecture Series on Civic Engagement.
Good morning. My name is Kendall Osby.
And I am Danielle Humphrey.
We are seniors at the D.M. Thurl High School of Law, Government, and Public Policy.
Mr. Ruben R. McDaniel, Chair of the Atlanta Board of Education, and members of the board, APS Associate Superintendent Steve Smith, our keynote speaker, Mr. Wayne Cameron, and his special guests, elected officials, APS officials, faculty, staff, program participants, and fellow students. Welcome to the 13th Annual Reverend Joseph E. Lowery Lecture Series on Civic Engagement. You are seated in the Reverend Joseph E. Lowery Auditorium, named in his honor during Black History Month in 2012.
We are very excited to be here with you today and honor Reverend Lowery, who will be celebrating his 92nd birthday this Sunday. Students, we ask that you show respect to all program participants by not talking, walking, or otherwise behaving in a manner that would not be appropriate for this setting. We have an exciting program for you today. At this time, we would like to ask everybody to please turn off all cell phone or any other electronic devices. Thank you.
Please stand and remain standing for the presentation of colors by the D.M. Thurl JROTC Color Guard under the leadership of Colonel Cranston A. Butler, followed by our national anthem by the D.M. Thurl High School Concert Band, directed by Mr. Robert Bryant.
Flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Please be seated.
The D.M. Thurl School of Law, Government, and Public Policy is proud to host the annual Reverend Joseph E. Lowery Lecture Series on Civic Engagement. Here to welcome you this morning is our principal, Mr. Joseph A. Harris. Following the welcomes, we will hear greetings from Mr. Ruben McDaniel, Chair of the Atlanta Board of Education, and APS Associate Superintendent Steve Smith.
Thank you, Kendall. To Ruben McDaniel, Chair of the Atlanta Board of Education, and fellow board members. Associate Superintendent Steve Smith, Reverend Joseph E. Lowery and family, Mr. Ryan Cameron and guests, Atlanta Public Schools faculty, staff, and students, and distinguished guests. Good morning and welcome to the Daniel McLaughlin Thurl High School Educational Complex. I stand representing our three small schools: the School of Health, Science, and Research, led by Principal Shelley Powell; the School of Technology, Engineering, Math, and Science, led by Principal Tyree Andrews; and the School of Law, Government, and Public Policy, where I serve as principal. We are three small schools on one large campus. Our goal is to create an engaging environment which fosters student achievement. On the eve of his 92nd birthday, we are so honored to host the annual Reverend Joseph E. Lowery Lecture Series on Civic Engagement. Again, we welcome you, and we hope that you enjoy the program.
Thank you and good morning. This is the 13th annual Joseph Lowery Lecture Series, and it's the first time that Reverend Lowery and his wife are not with us. She sadly passed away this past week and was laid to rest yesterday. And on behalf of the Board of Education, I'd just like to extend my condolences to the Lowery family and ask that we each take a moment of silence just to lift them up as they go through this difficult time. Thank you. The Lowery family has been a real beacon to the Atlanta Public Schools over the years and great supporters of ours. And so we know that they would want us to go on with this program because it's so important to the legacy that Reverend Lowery has left for the city. And so we look forward to a great morning this morning with all of you students and with our guests today. At this time, I'd like to ask my board colleagues, Ms. Lysandra Butler-Burks, Ms. Cecily Harskinane, and Mr. Emmett Johnson, who are here with us today. Please stand and be recognized by the students. And on behalf of the board, I want to just thank our guest, Mr. Cameron, this morning. We appreciate you being here today, but also all the work you've done with APS and our students. We know this is important to you, and we really do appreciate your work. With that, I want to also congratulate and recognize our 2014 seniors. Will all the seniors please stand up? We look forward to and expect to see you all crossing the stage. Have a great year. Again, this is a great event for us every year. We know that you will learn a lot. I want you to pay attention and enjoy this. And again, thank you, Mr. Cameron, for your time. Thank you.
Good morning. I too share on behalf of the entire Atlanta Public School District our condolences to the Lowery family. I'm honored this morning to be here with you on behalf of our school superintendent, Mr. Errol B. Davis. He could not be with us this morning because of a previously scheduled commitment that he had out of state. We thank, however, the faculty and the staff of D.M. Thurl Educational Complex under the leadership of the principals, Mr. Tyree Andrews, Mr. Joseph Harris, Ms. Shelley Powell. We appreciate your hospitality. To our students, we want you to be able to get ready for an incredible message that you're going to hear from Mr. Cameron. Before Mr. Cameron starts this dialogue, however, and before I take my seat, I'd like to make a brief point for our students today. At a recent forum, community forum recently, someone said that APS students enter and exit their school buildings every day not knowing the person for whom their school is named. I'm not willing to accept that characterization about the students of Atlanta Public Schools. Students, you need to know who you are, you need to know from where you come, and you need to know where you're going. Whether you attend high school in South Atlanta or North Atlanta, you need to know that you are part of something great and something special. Your schools are named after some of Atlanta's, and in fact, the nation's greatest thinkers and achievers. Daniel M. Therrell, Booker T. Washington, Maynard Holbrook Jackson, Benjamin S. Carson, Coretta Scott King, Henry W. Grady, Frederick Douglass, Alonzo Krim, Benjamin E. Mays, and George Washington Carver. At Atlanta Public Schools, we honor these men and women not because we like them. We honor these men and women because we want you to be just like them. We want you to do exactly what the pioneers did before you. We want you to do exactly what Reverend Lowery has done over these past 6 decades. He and his deceased wife, Miss Evelyn Gibson Lowery. We want you to do exactly what they did. And that is summon your talent, your dedication, and courage to lead powerful and positive change in the world. Know who you are, know from where you come, and most of all, know where you are going. I'm confident that each of you is headed to a place of greatness. I support the individuals who are surrounding you this morning, knowing that you are headed to greatness. We want for you to enjoy the rest of the program and continue to head toward greatness. Thank you very much.
At this time, please welcome Brianna Martin from Benjamin E. Mays High School, who will bring the occasion.
Good morning. The Reverend Joseph E. Lowery Lecture Series on Civic Engagement is a cherished tradition for high school students here at APS. Since 2001, APS has hosted this occasion every year to celebrate the life and contributions of Reverend Lowery in honor of his birthday. We invite guest lecturers who have excelled in their field of expertise, including the late Maynard Holbrook Jackson, Judge Penny Brown Reynolds, Bill Cosby, Farnsworth Bentley, and today is certainly no exception. You see, we actually get to meet America's history makers that other people read about. What an honor it is to have you all today, world-class leaders who play a significant role in shaping our learning experiences outside the 4 walls of a classroom. And today, we have the distinct honor of hearing from Atlanta's own Ryan Cameron. Thank you in advance to Reverend Lowery and to Mr. Cameron for sharing your own individual life lessons. We look forward to all that you have in store for us today.
Thanks, Brianna. Next, please welcome Ryan Barton from Henry W. Grady High School.
Good morning. My name is Ryan Bolton, and I am a senior at Henry W. Grady High School. Born in Huntsville, Alabama, on October 6, 1921, the Reverend Joseph E. Lowery has been one of the nation's strongest and most consistent advocates for racial justice, human rights, and world peace. Reverend Lowery serves as convener of the Coalition for the People's Agenda and a renowned speaker. Reverend Lowery delivered the benediction for the inauguration of President Barack Obama as the 44th President of the United States. In August 2009, he received the nation's highest civilian award, the Presidential Medal of Freedom from President Obama. When Ebony magazine named Reverend Lowery one of the nation's 15 greatest black preachers, they described him as the consummate voice of biblical social relevancy and a focused prophetic voice speaking truth to power. In 1997, the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People presented him with one of its most prestigious awards and called him the Dean of the Civil Rights Movement. Reverend Lowery's life of advocacy has spanned more than a half century, beginning when he led the Alabama Civic Affairs Association in Mobile, Alabama, which spearheaded the movement to desegregate buses, other public accommodations, and the hiring of black police officers. In 1957, he joined with Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Ralph David Abernathy, and other Southern ministers to organize the Southern Christian Leadership Conference. Reverend Lowery served as vice president until 1967, then chairman of the board until February 1977, and as president and CEO until 1998. Reverend Lowery has received numerous honorary doctorates from many prestigious institutions, including Clark Atlanta University, Morehouse College, Dillard University, Alabama State University, Central State University, Miles College, and many others. Reverend Lowery, who is also a member of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, participated in the fraternity's dedication of the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Memorial in Washington, D.C. in 2011. In August 2013, Reverend Lowery spoke during the 50th anniversary of the March on Washington on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial. Reverend Lowery was married to the late Evelyn Gibson Lowery, who is the founder and chair of SCLC Women. He's the father of 5 children. On his 80th birthday, the city of Atlanta changed the name of Ashby Street to Joseph E. Lowery Boulevard. Atlanta Public Schools established the Reverend Joseph E. Lowery Lecture Series on Civil Engagement, and Clark Atlanta University founded the Joseph E. Lowery Institute for Justice and Human Rights. As he celebrates his 92nd birthday on October 6th, Reverend Lowery's legacy of civil rights, social justice, and human rights will continue to have a long-lasting impact on the students of Atlanta Public Schools through this lecture series. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in celebrating our civil rights icon, Reverend Joseph E. Lowery, in his absence.
Good morning. Ryan Cameron, father, son, husband, philanthropist, and voice of the 9th largest metropolitan area in the United States, king of the Atlanta airwaves. With his exciting personality, expressive opinion, and bold sense of humor, Ryan, the Ryan King Cameron, has entertained millions of Atlanta residents for more than 2 decades. From humble beginnings as an intern to prestigious recognition, including 2 Emmy and 2 Marconi Award nominations, this Atlanta legend has become an essential part of the local community and the entertainment industry alike. Young Ryan focused his energy on becoming an on-air personality the moment he heard his voice on the radio during a special on youth with speech impediments. His charming persona and contagious smile was known throughout Campbell High School in Smyrna, as well as the University of West Georgia, where he majored in broadcast and minored in sociology and criminal justice. Ryan popularized his name across West Georgia's campus, working for the college's radio station. By the age of 25, Ryan had laid a solid foundation to a promising career performing stand-up comedy across the metro Atlanta area. But the voyage from humble intern to radio icon wasn't easy, nor was it a fast one. He hosted nights at WVEE for 4 years before receiving the opportunity to launch Radio 1's Hot 107.9 as the station's very first morning show host. After 9 years with Radio 1, including working mornings at WKYS in Washington, D.C., CBS executive Rick Caffey invited Ryan to create an afternoon program with the morning show field, reuniting the Atlanta native with the People Station, B103. Throughout his career, Ryan has appeared on CNN, MTV, ESPN, BET, and HGTV while hosting countless events all over the country. He is the first African-American public address announcer for the Atlanta Hawks, and he has appeared on the big screen in movies with the likes of Kenya Moore, Megan Good, Nick Cannon, and Orlando Jones. In 2002, Ryan and his wife, Keisha Cameron, co-founded the Ryan Cameron Foundation as a nonprofit organization with the mission to provide resources and programs that encourage positive transitional growth for Atlanta's youth. Ryan's philanthropic efforts date back to 1990, when Ryan and Keisha initiated several public service and charitable initiatives, including RCF's Golf Classic and Community Bowling Tournament, now entering its 23rd year. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Ryan Cameron.
Bring me that water, bruh. Gotta have the water, you know what I'm talking about? Now, what do y'all want? Y'all want the real or y'all want the fake? Okay, let's make a couple of corrections. First of all, the part about the college, I didn't leave. I kind of like flunked out. I quituated. Y'all say y'all want the real, right? Y'all want the real or y'all want the fake? Because on that bio, it says a lot of things that did not. When I got to West Georgia, and LaShondra, you got to stand up because I got to recognize my college friend, LaShondra, who's now part of the whole APS and the Board of Education and all that. When I got to college, I had no idea what I wanted to do. Who in here has no idea by standing up? Like, for real. Like, keep it real with me. You have no idea what to do next. Stand up. That is who I'm talking to today. Before I get into what I want to talk about, I want to give, and you know what? It's good. You have to be able to admit that you need help. I always say that the deadliest sin is pride. It's those of us who can't admit that we don't know. We don't have a clue. We have no idea. I had no idea. There are juniors and seniors right now. Everybody say, do this, do that, do that. You have no idea. That's who I'm talking to today because I'm going to hopefully give you a way to have a better idea. Let's go down the list of all the people. Dr. Lowery, Maynard Jackson, the president of Spelman, Janetta Cole, the judge, Honorable Leah Sears Ward, Dr. David Satcher, the president of Morehouse School of Medicine, Bill Cosby, Martin Luther King III, Farnsworth Bentley, Judge Penny Brown, Judge Glenda Hatchett, Kasim Reed, the mayor, Stacey Abrams, the minority leader of the Georgia House of Representatives, and then number 13. You know why I'm here? Because I believe that if you, well, I forgot to say something. I always like to recognize the people who do this. This is such a skill. They have two of these in my church. And I always like, when I go up in church and they ask me to talk, I always want to test them by saying things that I want to know if they can really give it to you. Turn down for what? Turn up, turn up, turn up, turn up. I woke up in the new Bugatti. Give it up for her, huh? Number 13. You may not remember nobody else. You're going to remember 13. Joseph, Brianna, Ryan, Ziana, Morris, Kendall, all stand up. Stand up. Stand up. See, they volunteered to be a part of the program. It's hard being up on these stages. So you got to give them another round of applause. Thank you. Thank you. And Ziana, where's Ziana? Our singer? Come here. Come here, come up on the stage right quick. Now, come on, girl, move with purpose, move with purpose. All right, I want to recognize something about Thero that's totally different than any other school I've been to this week. When she had a moment during that song, y'all did something that shows that you have her back. You started to clap. It was real subtle. It was like, when the hero. You started, and then it helped her confidence, right? And she got through it. That's what this is all about, having each other's back. If you give good, you get good. It's really simple. You know, when they talk about civic engagement, you have to be able to believe in something. My organization believes in the youth of Atlanta. I am an Atlanta public school product. I am you guys. This is my area. This is my part of town that I like to frequent still to this day. But to all of you that are out there right now who are deciding whether or not you want to give back, trust me, any break, anything that you have in your life that is going to be good is going to be because you give. Does anybody already volunteer out there? Stand up. Now, if you're not standing up, shame on you. Look at the people sit down and go, shame on you. You got to give good to get good. You can sit down. How many people inside Thero right now have seen people who graduated last year and still come back to the school? By a round of applause. You know why? They have no plan. They had no idea what was next. This is the only free education you're going to get, and I think the people on the dais here will agree. This is the last time it's going to be free. You may not get financial aid. You may not get a scholarship. It may cost your parents money. Right now is why you have to embrace education. Now, we all know you're going to apply for that. There's nothing wrong with being smart. We know y'all got Young Dro and you had Sleepy Brown, but you also had a Gates Scholar from this school too, right? Give good and get good. I want you to remember that because guess what? These streets are hard. You have no idea, or as we say on the radio, you don't even know how hard it is out here to have no education. You have no education, you have no future. When I got to West Georgia, and then I left West Georgia as I quituated, the bio says I was 25 and had another plan. I was working at Blockbuster Video, making $12,500 a year, working 70 hours a week. Do the math. That's not a lot of money. I came into work one day and I said, this can't be it. This is not what I want to be. You have to decide what it is you want to be and then do what you need to do to give yourself a quality of life. And that comes from giving back. You have to volunteer. My grandmother on Bankhead would always volunteer. She would help anybody, anywhere, anytime, any place. One time we were out and she just started praying for this man. And he just accepted it and they were praying and he received the message. And I was like 8 years old, and I was like, Grandma, we are in the middle of the grocery store. She was writing the frozen food. She just said, well, when the Spirit moved me, I just got to do it. See, I've always been different. Anybody here, they call you weird? That's a gift. Embrace the fact that you are not like everybody else. Embrace that. You're weird. Say, you know what? Good. On the radio, I talk to myself for 4 hours a day. I've been doing that since I was a little kid. I'll be upstairs playing cards with 3 imaginary partners. My mom would think somebody was up there. I would be like, somebody cheating! Imagination leads to quality of life. If you think just like everybody else thinks, then it's not unique. It's just another regular idea. Did you know that the toilet was invented 200 years before toilet paper? It took somebody a long time to say, I need to do something about this. The number one rule about what you guys have to have right now is that you have to agree to do what you say you're going to do. How many people have friends that just lie? Look around. I want all of the teachers to look around. Now, you ain't got to point them out because that's going to start a whole nother discussion. You have got to surround yourself with people who, just like our singer here, have your back. Now. Today. Not when you get something, because once you start to achieve something, everybody wants to be your friend. My circle is the size of a Cheerio. You can't get in it, because I don't roll like that. I don't know a lot about you guys, but I do know this. You respect the school. You respect the legacy of the school, but now you have to do something to help you give back to what has already been put before you. I was in New Orleans, and the coach of the basketball team came up to me, and he said, Ryan, I know you do a lot of stuff in the community, and I want to ask you a question. And I said, okay. He said, you know, Thero has no basketball uniforms. He said, the basketball team's pretty good. We're going to be good, but we don't have no uniforms. And I said, yeah, I mean, they said, yeah. I said, let me see what I can do. Let me see what I can do. So I got the class of 87 of Thero, who said, what? They ain't got no uniforms. They wrote me a check. We're going to have uniforms this year. I'm paying for half. They paying for half. See, because I know that when they walk out onto that court, it's all about the giving. I don't know any of the basketball players. I had just met the coach that day down for the Falcons game. But let me tell you this as I close about giving good. 3 years ago, there was a flood. I live on a creek. And the water was coming up, and we had sandbags, and it came up over the top of the sandbags. And the water began to rise, and it was almost to my house. And it was the neighbor's house. It was frogs jumping on her patio. And I called her, and I was like, are you home? She was like, no, but I guess the drought is over. And I was like, you don't understand. Your house is flooding. But the 8 houses in my neighborhood all flooded, except for one. And as I sat there and I watched the water come up, my son came up and he said, Daddy, what are you doing? I said, I'm praying. I'm hoping that I have favor for something. And then all of a sudden the water started to go back. And it went back in the creek and it flowed on down. And out of all those houses, mine didn't flood. And it wasn't because I made more money than people or because I was different. I believe at the end of the day, what you do for people will come back. That's what civic engagement is. It's you saying, I am going to do this not because it's cool, not because it makes me money, but because it's right. Dr. Lowery and his wife did it because it was right. You have to make the right decision right now, not later on. I have a student I have to go to court with next week. He speaks Mandarin. He is going to study abroad this summer. He's in court because he went into the Walmart and decided he wanted to steal some beets. And the funny thing about it, he had the money in his pocket. Everybody, oh no. You will be faced with obstacles. You will have to make the right decision. It's up to you not to worry about your friends or your parents. You have to make the right decision right now. If you've been going the wrong way, if somebody, how many people, you've had somebody lead you down the wrong path, and then something in your head says, don't do it. That's up here. You have to follow that voice. Understand that you are destined for greatness as long as you believe that you make the right decision right now. Social media. Who got an Instagram account? I want all of the parents and the people on. Ruben, we need to talk about this part right here the next time you do the meeting. Keep them up. How many, Instagram, come on, let me see. How many people's Instagram account is private? See the hands and go down? What you hiding? That whole little thing about ask me a question, take that down. See, here's what happens. Anything that's on the internet is on the internet forever. And just because you think you got an Instagram account and it's private, if somebody wants to get to that, they can. So what you post, no matter how cool it may be right now, it may keep you from getting into college. There are people who are supposed to have a Ryan Cameron Foundation scholarship right now, but their Instagram account was locked. So I said, well, what are they trying to hide? Social media will kill your dream. We've seen you can die by a tweet. Right? Tweeting. Some people don't understand that. The number one, no matter how many years I've gone to school, the number one thing is people always say, he disrespected me. She disrespected me. You got to earn respect to get respect. Do what you say you're going to do. Make the right decision right now. Understand that the class of 2013 and the class of 2014, no matter what school you were coming from today, has the obligation to reach back and help the people behind you because it's hard to be a teacher. It ain't for the money. It's not. Obviously, it's something that they saw in what they wanted to give back to you that they decided they wanted to make a lifelong career out of this. So if you have a teacher that you like, that inspires you, nurture that relationship. The people that nurtured me, I had 2 white women at Campbell of Smyrna. It wasn't black people, it was 2 white women. Miss Sanders and Miss Gunderman. They would let me cut up on Friday as long as I did all my work. You've heard comedians say that all the time. It's like, they let me act a fool if I just acted right. The same thing I got detention for is why I'm on the radio today. It's the same thing. I've been knowing what I wanted to do since I was in the 2nd grade. So the goal is to follow your dreams. But remember, everybody can't sing. I tell you all the time, this ain't your job. You don't need to be trying to do this. You've seen the shows and people try to sing and it's just not good. And you be like, you might need to go to Waffle House and work. Have a plan A, have a plan Z. So everybody who wants to go to college, what if it doesn't work? What next? What you gonna do? Because everybody can't be a college graduate. Everybody can't be a college student. It's more responsibility than you have right now. Somebody's telling you to get up, get on the bus, get your homework. All that changes once you walk out these doors. Once you turn that tassel, it's about you and what you do. And I tell you right now, give good. Decide right now to be better, to be a better person in your community. That's all I want to say. Turn up, turn up, turn up, turn up, turn up, turn up, turn up. That's when y'all clap. I'm like done. Now, I think I was supposed to like do questions or something like that. If anybody had a question in the audience. Oh, you tagged in like the wrestling. I like that. With. Oh, there's a response. I'm sorry. So I jumped the program. Okay, excuse me what I said. We're going to rewind all that. Hold on. Where the other lady at? Y'all swap that back out. Swap out. We're going to do it. Act like y'all didn't see that. Watch this. Okay, you ready? 3, 2, 1. Turn up, turn up, turn up, turn up, turn up, turn up, turn. That's it. Oh, y'all like a tag team, wow. And now the response. Is that you? I think that's mine. It's yours. You good? Mm-hmm. Okay. You all right?
Yeah.
It's all good? I can go down?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would like to say to Mr. Cameron, thank you for sharing your experience, wisdom, strength, and accomplishments with us today. Your life story, career path of success, and philanthropic endeavors is a source of inspiration and encouragement to me and everyone in this room today. Fellow students, let us take his message very seriously. All of us have the potential to make a positive difference in this world. Let us prepare ourselves academically, socially, mentally, and physically for the civic engagement of our community and beyond. Mr. Cameron, on behalf of all APS seniors, thank you for caring about this generation of future leaders, and we wish you continued success in all of your future endeavors.
Thanks, Deja. We are now at the dialogue portion of our program. Students, this is your time to ask Mr. Camry questions about civic engagement. Students with questions should move swiftly and quietly to the center aisle.
Kendall, your thanks is killing me. Thanks, Deja. Act like you really mean thank you, man. Say it again.
Thank you, Deja.
That's beautiful.
Thank you, Deja. We are now at the dialogue portion of our program. Students, at this time, it's time to ask Mr. Camry questions about civic engagement. Students with questions should move swiftly and quietly to the center aisle. Please speak clearly and loudly into this microphone. State your name, school, and question. We ask that the audience will continue to stay respectful. Thank you. First question, please.
Hello, my name is Leah Johnson. I am a student from Thero, the engineering program. I would just like to ask you, how do you suggest that our youth of this district get involved and persuade our lawmakers to develop and enhance programs geared to graduation, increasing graduation?
Okay, that's a great question, but I didn't hear it. So you gotta get up there. I mean, I'm just a man with red socks on. Just say it like you mean it, and then I can be able to hear it. Because I know it was a great question, but I just didn't hear it. You gotta speak up again.
How do you suggest the youth of our district come together to persuade our lawmakers to develop and enhance programs geared to increasing graduation?
So what groups are you already involved in?
A lot.
Did you write this question or somebody gave it to you?
No, I wrote it.
Like what groups are you already involved in?
Well, I'm in the SGA, Beta Club, National Honor Society, People to People Ambassador Program. I'm in a lot.
So do you have, my daughter was in People to People. Where did you just go? Did you already take the trip?
Yes.
Where'd you go?
I went to Australia. and
My
New
daughter went to
Zealand.
Australia. How did that change your view of the world?
Because you actually get involved with different cultures. You learn about how they do in their everyday life.
So did you bring that back to Thurl? See, that's how you get it. You have to tell people what they don't know.
Okay.
You have to tell people what you, like, y'all think this is all here on 166. There's a whole nother world outside of Camden Road. A lot of people don't understand that there's more to, it's not like you all of a sudden become bougie or uppity, but there's a whole world. And I had a conversation with somebody else. The schools on this side, nobody wants you to get anything. So you have to fight for it. Your parents got to come to PTA. You got to show up, right? Because you cannot get a voice unless the people show up and show out. And it starts, remember, all the people involved in the civil rights movement, they were all young. They were young. So you got to engage these people. So when you have these experiences, you got to come back and tell everybody about it. And then y'all organize. And they need to know that it can be done, but it has to be a movement, not just one person just rattling off stuff. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
That's a great question.
Thank you.
I like your shoes.
Hi, my name is Denasia Green, and I do attend Carver School of Technology. My question is, as you know, most seniors in here, we do plan on going to college. So I would like to know, how do we apply for your scholarship?
What you need to do is get you a time machine and go back to the 9th grade. Because I start with my students in the 9th grade, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, all the way through college. Because I believe that I have to start early. So all the people who were in my program at the Ryan Cameron Foundation Leadership Academy, all got them in the 9th grade. So that you may have a brother or a sister that is going to be a rising 9th grader. Have them go to my ryancameron.org site and apply now, write the letter, because at the end of when they get to college, it's a $1,000 book scholarship every year. When they graduate from high school, it's a business suit and a laptop. Leadership skills and etiquette. We teach them how to, when you go to a restaurant, how to act like you know that you've been there before, which side is your bread, which side is your drink, how to walk around the store and not feel like you're nervous, like you're being watched. All that starts in the 9th grade. So that's what you gotta do.
Okay, thank you.
It's 3 late.
Hi, my name is Brianna Boyce.
You tall?
Hi, my name is Brianna Boyce, and I go to South Atlanta Health and Medical and Sciences. My question is, if you could go back in time, this really hurt my back, Justin. If you can go back in time, what would you do different? And for the people who want to be like in their entertainment business, what advice would you give them?
I think if I could go back in time, the one thing that I would probably do different is that I would probably have gone to an HBCU. I think when I see like what's going on this weekend with the Atlanta Football Classic and I see that experience, you know, because I didn't know. Because in my school, when I was the first one in my immediate family to go to college. So when the college recruiters came to me, you know, I got accepted to UGA, I got accepted to Clark, I got accepted to a lot of different places, but I didn't know anything about it. So I said, how can I be far enough away from my mama, but still be LaShonda, right? So we picked West Georgia. But if I had to do over again, I would have done that. And as far as your second question goes, once you get into like the college years, I tell people all the time, get an internship while you're in college. What happens is people always come up to me and say, I just graduated. It's too late. When you're in college, you can have one class and get an internship at V103. You can take one class. But if you wait until after college, it's too late. So get engaged, get involved with the people that you, like I wanted to be in criminal justice. I majored in sociology and I wanted to be a probation officer. And then one day I went to a probation office and saw they had like 90 cases in 1 month. I was like, I don't want to do this no more. But it wasn't, it's like a lot of people, they go through college, they get the good degrees, and then they hate the job. And then they got to figure out, do I take the money and hate the job, or do I go do something I really want to do? So do what you want to do, but learn now early before you see you don't like it. Because nothing worse than a doctor who got C's. Would you let a doctor who got C's operate on you? Me neither.
That's it.
Hey, what you want, girl? We got a time, let me show the people behind you.
Thank you.
That's it.
My name is Monique Terrell. I'm from Carver Health Sciences and Research, and my question is, for our generation, learning from your experiences, what's the best thing, like the best advice that you can give us, especially with all the difficulties that we're experiencing from our generation?
That's a great question. You have to be able to embrace the fact that you're different, like I said earlier. Everybody's trying to fit in and be like. I understand that school is a popularity contest, but guess what? I just had my 30-year class reunion. I hadn't seen those people in 10 years. Before that, I hadn't seen them since 10 years before that. Like, even though you have relationships and bonds right now, you still have to be true to yourself. The only obligation you have is to be real, not to be perfect. I think a lot of times we put a lot of pressure on you guys saying you have to be perfect, but you don't have to be perfect. You just have to be real and be real with yourself and realize that if you surround yourself with people that are negative things are going to happen to you. I guarantee it. And I ain't even selling suits.
Thank you.
Thank you. Purple lady shirt. Hey.
Hi, I'm Ayana Harper from HSR with the flashy senior jackets.
Yes, ma'am.
I was wondering, like for us who would start college, what is a pointer that you give us for us to start on a good start?
When you get to college, you're going to have so much freedom. I think everybody who is up here who's been to college can understand the fact that it is so much freedom, it is so easy to get down there and screw up early. And once you screw up early, you playing catch up. Like, the first thing that happens, you got your own room. I can set my own hours. I got a key. I can come and go as I please. But you forget about all the things. Like, I always tell people, don't register for an 8 o'clock class if you don't want to get up at 8 o'clock and go to class. Because next thing you know, you withdraw from the class. And then either you don't go, or you fail in the class. So it's like, make sure that you understand the beginning is very important. Instead of trying to wait until you're a fifth quarter senior or a fifth semester junior, and then you doing summer school and all that stuff, because once you get to an academic level where you're trying to lift it up, like right now, a lot of y'all are juniors and seniors, and you goofed off the first 2 years. Hello? And now you're trying to catch up on your GPA, because now the counselor's telling you should have had a certain GPA because you want to get into, like, same thing is true for college. Like, start off in the beginning, get in the books. I promise you, there will be a fraternity party next week. I promise you. There will be a sorority party next week. You can always pledge. I pledged as a fourth quarter freshman. Bad idea. Because once I did that, I was gone in a whole nother direction. Luckily, I had talent to kind of bring me back, but I'm just saying, don't get caught up in all the hype. You know what? If you can't make it at Morehouse, Georgia State got degrees too. You just got to get the college degree.
You done?
Well, if you done.
Okay, thank you.
Am I done? I love this school. You finished? I told you I talked to myself. It's actually people.
My name is Isaiah Bradford.
What's up, Isaiah? I wish I had a voice like that. Let me say that.
I'm in the Thorough School of Health Science and Research.
Yes, sir.
My important question is, what would be the biggest mistake we can make in choosing our college?
I got, okay, his question was, what was the biggest mistake I made? Right?
What could be the biggest mistake in choosing a college?
Oh, the biggest mistake in choosing a college? Being hyped up by the band. Like, you should go to like, I chose Clark in West Georgia because they had radio stations. Because I wanted to be on the radio. So if you want to be in veterinary medicine and you go to a school that doesn't have a veterinary medicine program, but their band is fire, that's a bad decision. Like, you want to be able to go somewhere where you can embrace and finish. A lot of people go somewhere, I'm going to do this and I'm going to transfer to this. that's fine, but at least start off, and you know what? I know people that change their majors 3 or 4 times. I get that, because sometimes I don't want to do this. But I say the biggest mistake is getting caught up in all the social aspect of it and not really why you really go to college, which is to get an education and get a degree. I'm finished.
Thank you.
I gotta start saying I'm finished.
My name is Peaches Young. I'm currently a junior at Thero LGBP. I have a statement, hoping for a response. When I was 4 years old, my mother passed away. Although I would like to give back, I find it so hard to give back because so much was taken away from me.
All right, I want you to listen to this, okay? And I don't think I've ever told the story in like this type of setting. Your goal in life is to create something to make it better for other people. See, my father was absent my entire life. He was always abusing some type of substance. So no matter what I accomplished on the radio, somebody would always say, hey man, I gave your dad $2 today. Or hey man, I seen your daddy on Bankhead and he was laying in the street, but I helped him up. So it didn't matter. And that made me mad. Like you're mad about the fact that things were taken from you, but that made me decide that I was not going to be the type of father that my father was. I was going to be a better father. That's why I have the father-daughter dance, because daddies need their daughters and daughters need their daddies. So, even though you feel like things have been taken from you, you have a purpose. And when you come up to the microphone as a junior, be proud. Because guess what? You're going to have to sell yourself one day. You're going to have to get a job. You're going to have to do an interview. And you got to act like you ain't scared of nobody in the room. Because when this is over, all this water I drank, I got to go pee. We all got to do that. So what I'm saying is, my point is, we're all exactly the same. So you got to get your swag up. You are destined for greatness if you embrace it. All the things that I've had to overcome is too long to name, but the goal is that I always felt like I could do it. You know, there had never been a public address announcer in the history of the Atlanta Hawks franchise that was black. I don't know if that's because they didn't try out or they never thought it was possible. And I've been doing that for 9 years. I'm the first ever. In my high school, there was 300 students in my high school class and only 14 black students in Cobb County. I'm the first senior class president in the history of the school that's black. You have to believe that you are different. If you don't toot your own horn, who you think gonna care about it? So you gotta give back. You wanna come, I got a highway cleanup on Saturday. You wanna come put on the vest and come clean up Bankhead? Yeah. I'm serious. There's a stretch named after my foundation from Bankhead to Fulton Industrial, because my grandmother always talked about that section, how dirty it was. And when she passed away, I went ahead and got it named after the foundation. We have to clean up 4 times a year. There's one Saturday. You want me to walk out there with a vest with you? We'll start Saturday, if you serious.
I'm dead for real.
What? Say it like you mean it.
I am dead for real.
You dead serious?
Yeah, I'm for real.
See me after this. All right. Give her a round of applause. Turn up, turn up, turn up, turn up. Gotta make sure you're paying attention. Gotta make sure you're paying attention.
Good morning. My name is Jamal Fordham, and I'm a senior at Carver Health Science and Research.
DeMarco, that coat is killing, bro. Come here, man. Hey, boy, you ever know about what? Man, boy, that boy coat is killing. DeMarco, model. Come on, DeMarco, model, man. Come on, model the coat. Come on, man. Come on, just walk the runway right quick here at Thero. Mark, go ahead. There, model.
Model. Walk, model. He's a model. He's a model. He's a model. He's a model. You know when he pulled that coat out this morning, he was like, they ain't ready for DeMarco today, boy. I'm about to kill him. Ooh, kill him. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Kill him. Kill him. Turn up, DeMarco Terrio. I see you, boy. Y'all know I talk to myself every day, right? You see, I'm not used to a crowd. Ooh.
My question to you is, what was your overall college experience, and what is your advice to somebody planning on attending college?
Say it again.
What was your overall college experience, and what is your? Oh, I keep forgetting.
My college experience?
What was your overall college experience, and your advice on somebody planning on attending college?
I think that by going to West Georgia, I realized something that a lot of people in this room don't realize is that if you think that you're going to wake up every day and kiss your white wife and get in your white BMW and leave your white picket fence and go to your white job and not see no black people, you're wrong. But if you're a black person and think you're going to be able to eat your black eyed peas and pet your black lab on the head and get in your black car and ride to your black job and not see any white people, you're also wrong. The thing that I learned about West Georgia was you got to be able to get along with everybody to succeed. You got to be able to understand that this whole world is very important to your success. I was listening to Andy Young, and he was talking about for all the things that he'd accomplished. When Barack Obama announced that he was running for president, he was like, he ain't gonna win. This is Andy Young. And he thought that, and he told me this himself, so I'm not making up. He said, I thought that they were just using him until the very end, and then all of a sudden they were gonna pull out this dirty laundry, and everybody was gonna say, I told you. You know what he said then? But I was wrong. The brother was clean. That's all I'm saying, man. It's like, you gotta be able to embrace all of this. Embrace this whole entire world, because that's what it is. I learned how to play golf because I was making more deals on a golf course than I was on a basketball court. There are people that I meet on a golf course that probably wouldn't speak to me walking down the street. You got to be able to adapt to the world. So that's what I say my experience is. Yeah, you can go to HBCU, but also you got to go and see what else is going on in the world too, because it's very important, because the world is not just black and white. It's Hispanic, it's Asian, it's Indian, all of that. You got to be able to adapt to all of those things. But that coat! Ooh, kill him. I'm finished.
Thank you.
Thank you, brother. Model, model, model. Ladies and gentlemen, DeMarco's going on. He's modeling his coat. Hey, Miss Lady.
Hi, my name is Alon Destroy, and I'm a senior at Grady High School. And my
Seniors!
My question for you is, like, how do you, for us as students, and the message you gave us today, how do you, like, what's our advice to take this into action at school? Because it's one thing to, like, take your message in, but it's another thing to put into action.
When I was a freshman, remember when and LaShawn, I know you hate to be a focal point of my remarks. Remember when they had the apartheid going on in South Africa? We were all college freshmen, and we said, this isn't right. And we built a shanty town on the college campus, and all the black students didn't go to class. And we stayed and that was my first real activism. I didn't know nothing about it, but people started telling me about it. So for you here, what is the number one issue that you want to have addressed? And you get around and you talk to the student government, and I think that one thing about interim means that if they do a good enough job, they give it to you. Like, you should be able to go to the administration, and they want to make sure that you embrace the fact that they care about you. So if you have a real issue as a collective, be able to present that. Now, back in my day, we wanted chocolate milk in school. It wasn't no big deal. I don't know what y'all's issue is, but if you're representing the senior class, what is that thing that y'all want to have happen? And then put it together. I think in a signature form, an email form, a petition, whatever, to make sure that they understand that you're serious. You got to be serious. Like, what we like to do is we like to cuss people out and then hang up the phone. Ruben will tell you, an email trail speaks a lot. If somebody send you an email, that means somebody else gonna see it. When people complain about me, they don't even call my boss at the radio station. They call the corporate office. And then it comes down, because that's one thing, you gotta be able to shake the tree up and let people know that you're serious. And you can't be the only one. Somebody else has to believe in what you believe in. That's a great question. Congratulations, seniors. Turn up, turn up, turn up, turn up, turn up.
Hi, I'm Kennedy Harrison, and I'm a senior at North Atlanta High School, and this is the last question, I guess. But I was wondering, did you have like a mentor or someone who inspired you?
In what part of the career?
I guess when you left University of West Georgia, someone to like help you achieve the success that you have today.
I think it's very important that, I was raised by like all women, and I think they brought about a sensitivity to me that I wouldn't have understood if it had been all men, to kind of understand, like, my lawyer's a woman, my doctor's a woman, the relationship that African-American males and African-American females, or any woman, have is very important. Like, one of the things that I learned is that Coretta Scott King, Dr. Abernathy's wife, and Andy Young's wife were all from the same small town. They were all from the same small town. And when they met their husbands, their husbands had no idea that they all knew each other. So they knew about the civil rights struggle way back in the day. So they knew about it already. So when they told their husbands, they were like, no, we've been living this our entire life. I think for me, being surrounded by women who were able to tell me what it's like, and I always tell my son, and I try to be a mentor to him right now, to the guys in the audience. We talked about pride earlier and about emotions. I let my son see me get emotional. He's seen me shed a tear for my grandfather. He's seen me shed a tear for my father. I think that we try to keep our guys to be so hard that they don't have a release. And so they just all of a sudden explode. And sometimes that's rage, or sometimes it's acting out, or sometimes it's a fight. And I think if more guys had somebody that could give them an emotional connection, like, who is your outlet? Who is it that you talk to? Everybody in the audience, I have a life coach. I have somebody in my life that is totally neutral, that really doesn't know anything about what I do. I just come to them with a problem about my life, and then they tell me what I need to do, and then I put that plan into action. Because I think that mental health is something that we don't talk about enough in their own community. Because if somebody says, oh, she crazy, then everybody, they don't want to be around her. But you know what? I think that mental health is very important to success, right? So if you got something going on up here that's going to cause you stress, it's going to cause you heartache, it's going to cause you disease, but you need to have somebody in your corner. So you say, as a mentor, it needs to be somebody that has nothing to do with North Atlanta, or it's just somebody that, they may not even be a parent. It could be somebody at the church. It could be whoever. There's somebody that you can talk to that just gives it to you straight. Like, that's what you want, right? You want somebody to tell you a lie or tell you the truth?
Tell me the truth.
You want the truth. And sometimes that's not what you want to hear. So, like, I have my producers are here. This is Danny and Sam. So Danny and Sam, y'all stand up right quick. I didn't even know they were coming. They on my show in the morning. They help me out. Sometimes they have to tell me that something's a bad idea, and I think it's the greatest thing ever. They're like, you know what, that sucks. All right. So I would say again, my final comment is, your mentor should be somebody that you respect, but that you also take their advice and put it into action. And that could be anybody. But it doesn't necessarily have to be your parents all the time. Because you know what? I always tell people, if you dumb at 30, you dumb at 50, and you dumb at 70. Some people think that you get smarter when you get older. That ain't always true. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ryan.
Thank you, Mr. Cameron.
Yeah!
and all of the students who participated in this very informative discussion about getting involved in our communities by initiating civic engagement.
At this time, we will have special presentations. Mr. McDaniel and Mr. Smith, will you please join us in the center of the stage?
Mr. Cameron, on behalf of the Atlanta Board of Education and Atlanta Public Schools, we would like to present each of you with a commemorative poster of today's event.
Again, thanks for all that you do to ensure that we leave as civic-minded future leaders ready to serve our community.
We are so honored to be in the presence of modern-day trailblazers. We want to thank radio broadcast legend and philanthropist, Mr. Cameron, for being such a phenomenal keynote speaker this morning. We also want to thank Mr. Reuben McDaniel and members of the Atlanta Board of Education, Atlanta Public Schools Associate Superintendent Steve Smith, the Division of Curriculum and Instruction, and the Office of Communication and External Affairs. In addition, we want to thank our principals from the D.M. Thurrow Educational Complex, Mr. Joseph A. Harris, Ms. Shelley Powell, and Mr. Tyree Andrews, their faculty and staff, our high school principals, academy leaders, high school counselors, teachers, and students who contributed to today's event. Let's give everyone a round of applause.
And a very special thank you to Ms. Helen Butler of the Coalition for the People's Agenda for coordinating voter registration drive right outside in the lobby. And last but not least, a special thank you to all of our parents and our community partners for your continued support. We will conclude today's program by singing happy birthday to Reverend Lowery in his honor. Would everyone please stand?
We gotta sing it.
I guess I gotta
Go, just go. Start.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you so much for being here with us today, and have a pleasant afternoon.